WCBI News at 6 starts now.
Good evening, everyone. A Columbus business known for cleaning is now cleaning up after a burglar.
That's right. The manager at the auto spa on Blue Cut Road believes the suspect broke out the front door and then headed to the office. A filing cabinet moved and the thief tried to break into the safe. The break-in was all caught on surveillance video. The suspect was wearing a mask and hoodie. Columbus police are investigating. If you have any information, call Golden Triangle Crime Stoppers. A state inmate tries to make his getaway in a golf cart, but his bid for freedom is short-lived. 43-year-old William Libby escaped from the Noxubee County Community Works Center just after 1 o'clock this afternoon. Sheriff Terry Grassery says Libby was captured about an hour later in a wooded area. Investigators believe Libby was assigned to cut grass for the Mississippi Department of Corrections facility, but he never returned to work. Libby was convicted of a drug charge in Forest County. He arrived at the Macon Work Center in April and was set to be released in August of next year. Libby could face 7 years now for this escape charge.
West Point police are still searching for a man accused of stealing a car. Herman McGee III is wanted for allegedly taking a car on Cul-de-sac Street on June 19th. Investigators say McGee was last seen in Lamar County, Alabama, near Vernon and Detroit. A WCBI viewer spotted him there. Police say McGee could be in the Tuscaloosa area. If you have any information on where he is tonight, call Golden Triangle Crime Stoppers.
A jail cell inspection ends with an officer getting cut and an inmate facing more charges. As Lee County jailers were inspecting Antonio Gladney's cell, investigators say he became agitated, showed a knife, and began threatening to stab the officers. Gladney is accused of lunging at the officers with the weapon, even cutting one of them. Gladney is also charged with headbutting and kicking the officers. He was eventually restrained. Gladney is awaiting trial for murder and numerous assaults on officers. He now faces 1 count of aggravated assault on an officer and 2 counts of simple assault on an officer.
Tupelo police are looking for a woman who's been missing since Wednesday. 63-year-old Glenda Spivey was last seen driving a red 2000 Ford Explorer. She's 5 feet tall and weighs about 150 pounds. Police say she suffers from a medical condition. Called Tupelo police with any information. Time now to turn things over to Chief Meteorologist Keith Gibson with a first look at our forecast.
Well, Joey, we've had some thunder showers here in the Tupelo area over the last hour. You can see some of those downpours still around. 73, how about that? We'll take that after the heat index was flirting with 100 earlier this afternoon. And you can see we butted up some storms, and now they are in the process of collapsing. Additional spotty showers and thunder showers south and east of Columbus, also west of West Point. So consider yourself lucky if you've got in on the action. We've got widespread 80s now, not as warm as what we were earlier. So 80s give way to 70s. The storms and showers are on the way out by early evening. Your full forecast is coming up.
An investigation into alleged employee theft and embezzlement from a North Mississippi beer distributor leads to more arrests and the seizure of drugs and cash.
Our Allie Martin has more on how the multi-agency investigation unfolded.
The investigation began June 19th when Mitchell Distributing Company reported multiple cases of employee theft. Since then, 7 people have been arrested. Investigators say the suspects would steal beer and other products and resell the stolen goods to individuals and at least 1 store. On June 21st, a search warrant was served at the Happy Mart in Okolona. Officers found beer products and a metal cart allegedly stolen from Mitchell. They also confiscated alleged drug paraphernalia. Mohammed Moshin was arrested and charged in that case.
All the alcohol and beer you purchase must be received from an approved wholesaler. So therefore, this violation could affect not only the individual at the store who was purchasing it from the prior employee of Mitchell Distributing, but it could also jeopardize their beer permit.
On June 27th, Lee County Sheriff's Office received a call about someone selling beer from this house at 124 Triplet Street in Okolona. 45-year-old Jason Folks was arrested. He is facing several charges, And Lee County Sheriff Jim Johnson says it is all the result of a joint investigation between the Chickasaw County Sheriff's Office and Mississippi Alcoholic Beverage Control.
You can see that this was not just a situation of what you would call bootlegging, but it was a situation to where they had contact with other drug users, and alcohol was used to reel these people in.
This just shows coordination between departments that started out as looking for stolen merchandise, how it turned into a pretty substantial amount of illegal narcotics.
Investigators say the value of the stolen beer is nearly $200,000, and authorities say more arrests could follow as the case unfolds. In Okolona, Allie Martin, WCBI News.
Authorities believe the thefts have taken place during the past 6 months. Noxubee County Sheriff's Department employees say the county owes them hundreds of thousands in overtime pay for the past 2 years, and they took their complaint to county leaders.
Our Cash Matlock was at this morning's Board of Supervisors meeting to learn how the situation is being handled. He joins us live in the studio with more. Cash.
Well, board members say the issue of back pay for overtime was first presented to them 3 weeks ago. They also say they're not wasting any time addressing the matter, and taxpayers shouldn't have to worry about anything.
$186,000 plus benefits. That's the amount Noxubee County Board of Supervisors President Eddie Coleman says the county owes its employees.
The wage and hour people came in and investigated us from a complaint by an employee. And they made a ruling that we got to pay $186,000 back time because of the way we was figuring the overtime.
Coleman says the board agreed in their Monday morning meeting to pay back the full amount in monthly installments over the next 2 years. He says the first payment is scheduled for September 1st of this year. However, District 5 Supervisor Bruce Brooks opposed the agreement to pay back the overtime. He says the county needs a specific plan of action before agreeing to anything.
I feel like we're going to have to put something in place so that we don't have this problem going forward. That's our responsibility, and we take responsibility to try to run this county to the best management we can.
Although the county does not have an official plan of action when it comes to making budget cuts, they say they are confident they will be able to make the first payment in September thanks to some help from the sheriff.
We're kind of doing an internal investigation as well. The sheriff has met with us. He's looking and working with his guys to make sure that he minimized overtime work as needed.
The deputies have changed from working salary to hourly, and right now they're just working 40 hours a week.
And no overtime hours means the county will have to find new ways to ensure public safety.
The sheriff reported that he was going to be hiring a couple other part-timers, which will help offset the overtime. And so that's his reasoning for trying to help us to keep the budget down by using part-timers.
Even though Brooks was not in favor of the agreement initially, he says all of the supervisors are on the same page when it comes to ensuring that this doesn't happen again. Cash Matlock, WCBI News.
The county will have to pay over $7,700 monthly to reach their goal in 2 years. Once again, supervisors say they do not plan to raise taxes in order to make the payments.
Well, for many, it's a short work week with the 4th of July holiday, but not for the Mississippi Highway Patrol. Troopers are gearing up to start the holiday enforcement period. This year's safety initiative is Drive Right Mississippi and includes extra enforcement of the state's left lane law. That law, you may remember, makes the left lane a passing lane or a left turn lane. They'll also be on the lookout for distracted and impaired drivers, speeders, and seatbelt use. The holiday period ends Thursday at midnight.
Some folks are going to new heights to express their beliefs.
We take a look at the work on their symbolic structure when we come back.
You're watching WCBI News at 6 with Andrea Self and Joey Barnes.
Welcome back. A big building project is underway in Eupora. The goal is not a big business, but a big statement. 3 big rigs deliver giant pipes and steel to begin construction on a 12-story cross that will stand at the intersection of Highways 9 and 82. Construction on the cross will take just over a week. It will then take another 2 weeks after the cross is lifted to completely finish the project. Supporters believe the cross will send a powerful message to everyone who drives through town.
We collected money for 14 months from people who love the Lord that wanted to give to the Cross of Christ project in support of that, because we believe that the cross will draw people who don't know Christ, who are looking for hope, to the cross.
So far, more than $200,000 have been raised to build that cross.
A busy Monroe County bridge is expected to reopen in just a few days. The Bardahatchee Road Bridge has been closed almost 2 weeks. Road manager Sonny Clay says he expects the work to be complete before the July 4th holiday. 3 steel pilings under the bridge needed repairing. The Federal Highway Administration and the Office of State Aid, Roads and Bridges ordered the closure.
All right, here's our Alpha Insurance Camera Network. We've had some spotty showers and storms. A lot of those are tending to fall apart at this hour, but we'll see a few more later this week. Details are next.
Your WCBI First Alert AccuWeather forecast with Chief Meteorologist Keith Gibson.
Well, doesn't that water look pretty nice? A nice little dance into the pool. That's what you probably needed over the last couple of days, perhaps the next few days as well. We've entered the summer doldrums here in the Deep South, so few changes. I wish I had some changes for you, but changes few and far between from day to day. Pop-up showers and storms, we've had some of those today. That trend will continue. High heat, high humidity. That trend will also continue. Limited natural relief from the heat, so just plan accordingly. All right, that's a live view from Columbus. You can see some of those building clouds. Rain chances this time of year as we enter the 4th of July holiday weekend, about 20 to 30%. This is the historical average, and that's about where we're going to be as we get into this upcoming holiday. We've been as warm as the triple digits. We've been as cold as the mid-50s on the 4th of July. The average low 90s during the day, low 70s at night, and we should be, generally speaking, in the low 90s to mid 90s on Thursday. Spotty storms possible, feeling like 100 degrees, so very similar to what we had out there today. Notice the rain shaft here. This was spotted in Starkville earlier this afternoon with some of those storms that popped on up, and this is a live view from Tupelo. About 30 minutes ago, 45 minutes ago, we had some downpours here, and right now the sun's coming back out. So that's the nature of the beast this time of year. We'll zoom on in to Tupelo right here. Those downpours really waning, but still some good downpours there east of Water Valley. Also out towards I-55. Another little complex trying to reinvigorate itself there northwest of Starkville, out there north of Maben, Eupora areas, and areas south of Macon over here in the Pickens County too. So things flared up, and now they're pulsing back down. And notice how once these go away, will be generally clear as we get into the evening hours. But it's steamy outside of areas that have not seen a storm. In Tupelo, you're at 74. Columbus at the base, 88 with a heat index of 99. And other spots like Birmingham, 93, the heat index of 97. Your forecast for tonight, mainly clear, staying muggy. As you well know, keep the fans and the air conditioner on full blast here if you got them, because you'll need it. And this will be the trend for the rest of the work week into the holiday weekend. You plan it for tomorrow, already at 75 at 7 o'clock. That's where we were this morning. Most likely same story tomorrow. We're just copying and pasting a day after day. It's not like that, but that's generally what we're doing here. It seems like anyway. Low 90s in most spots here, the mid 90s tomorrow. The heat index flirting with the century mark. So we have those spotty showers and storms going away this evening as we wake up tomorrow. Not a lot. We'll flare more up during the course of our daytime heating tomorrow on Tuesday. Probably we'll repeat the process Wednesday and Thursday into the holiday weekend. So some days may feature a few more storms than others here, but that's the pattern for the next 7 days. Warm and steamy, 90s for highs.
All right, thanks, Keith. The Knox-Vader Tigers want more than just postseason appearances. We check in with them on the high school football tour next in sports.
WCBI Sports with Tom Ebel is brought to you by your local Ford dealers. Go further.
Week 2 of the high school football tour continues, making the trip to Winston County to check in on the Knox Bader Tigers. The Tigers return an experienced bunch led by head coach Casey Orr, and the expectations are always high in Tigers country.
We coming forward. Is it? That's all I got to say. We at it this year. 9 years too many. We got to get one. Got to get one before we get out of here.
Knox Bader hasn't won a state championship since 2011. But after losing only 6 players from last year's team and returning an experienced senior class, the Tigers have their eyes set on bringing home the gold ball.
That's really the only goal every year, so it's more important now because we only got one more chance left at.
We just got to learn how to finish out in the playoffs. I mean, we all went to the playoffs. How many consecutive years? Too many. But we just didn't finish it out.
And that's something with this senior class that we have. They've been leaders for me for 2 or 3 years now. A lot of them have played since they were in the 9th grade or started since they were in the 9th grade. So we have big expectations going into this year. And with that senior leadership, we're looking for that to be the edge to push us a little further than what we've gone in the past.
8 starters return on offense and defense, including several difference makers that are poised to play a prominent role on this year's team.
K.D. Carter started for us last year as a 9th grader at quarterback, had an exceptional year. I think he ended up rushing for right around 1,300 yards, and expect big things out of him. But on the O-line, you have Kyler Carter and Ryan Whitfield, who have just been they've been really good football players for us for 4 years, and expect great things out of them. We know 4th and 1, 3rd and 1, those guys we can run behind, and we're going to be able to get what we need.
The Tigers look to pride themselves on the physical play they are known for as they move into the toughest region in 1A.
Going to this new region, we just got to be a really physical football team and bring something to the table that they're not used to seeing.
We're just going to go every game and try to be the most physical team on the field. And we're pretty excited about the district.
Just go day by day, get better day by day, and we're gonna play hard. They're going to have to come with it.
Reporting in Knox Bader, Chris Bolton, WCBI Sports.
60 School 60 Days with Knox Bader High School was brought to you by Winston Medical Center.
The tour rolls along on this holiday week, catching up with the Chieftains of Okolona on Tuesday. French camp on Wednesday. The Baldwin Bearcats now in 1A. That's an interesting story coming up on Thursday. And before the work week wraps up, we check in with the reigning division champs from East Union. For those keeping track at home, go to our Facebook and Twitter accounts at WCBI Endzone to see the full schedule. And if you've missed any of the stops along the way, go over to our website, WCBI.com, to catch all the stops. Still a ways away from college basketball season, but a lot to look forward to for Ole Miss. The Rebels coming off a NCAA tournament berth in year 1 under Kermit Davis, looking to do it again in 2019. Ole Miss releasing its home schedule. Some of the notable games in the non-conference: Rebels hosted exhibition with Mississippi College on November 4th. Tupelo and ICC alumnus Trey Jenkins with Mississippi College. He gets a chance to play in the Pavilion. The Rebels meeting with Butler yet again, another tournament regular. Former Rebels head coach Rod Barnes and CSU Bakersfield to take on the Rebels on the 7th. Jarkel Joyner will also face his former team. And Kermit Davis will reunite with Middle Tennessee for the 2nd straight year. The SEC home schedule is yet to be announced, and for Mississippi State, we're still waiting for that final home schedule to be announced. To see the full schedule for Ole Miss, go over to our website, WCBI.com. That's it for sports. Last look at your forecast is next.
Those downpours are going to be on the way out here shortly, so if you saw a little bit of rain, those will go away. We'll have mostly clear to partly cloudy skies for tonight. We'll do it again tomorrow and probably the next few days through the holiday weekend. So it's not going to be a washout this holiday weekend. Just have a backup plan in case you see a storm.
Always a plan B.
Always. Nice and toasty, just like we like it.
And the B is for barbecue.
Thanks for joining us.